What's up, everybody? Pizzaholics. I'm over here on 5th Avenue in Park Slope at a place called Brooklyn DOP. But everybody's talking about it, man. Everybody's talking about it, this place. The pizza smells great. It looks great. I'm really hyped for this, man. What do you say we go eat? Give you guys a quick look. Got there 2 Sicilians. Let me give you guys a quick look. There's a little bit of a discrepancy in the size of the slices. That one's a little small, that's a little bigger. Same thing goes for the Sicilians. Corner slice is smaller than the side slice. No big deal. Pizza looks fantastic. Smells delicious. Let's dig in. All right, I was going to eat at the park across the street, but locked the gates. It's a beautiful little garden across the street. I wanted to eat in there, nice and peaceful, but they closed the gate. So hey, it is what it is, guys. We're gonna give this thing a crack and a fold, and let's listen. Does it give a little bit? Is it balanced? It's crunchy, I can tell you that. I want a nice tender middle and a nice crunchy exterior on my crust. Ladies and gentlemen, this pizza, you gotta smell it. She put the grated cheese on it after reheating it. All right. She put the basil on the Sicilian after reheating it. Very unique stuff, guys. Very unique stuff. Pizza looks solid. Guys, I can't talk. I'm speechless. I haven't had pizza besides that frozen thing I did. I reviewed a frozen pizza. That don't count. I haven't had pizza since July 28th or something like that. It's now August 18th. Just look at this stuff, guys. Look at this stuff. Like they do in Sicily. Time for the Sicilian, guys. Time for that Sicilian. Pretty fascinating. I think they call it the Sicilian. Look at that bottom. But it's got a frico crust like a Detroit style, but it's not really a Detroit style because, you know, they're using fior di latte to make cheese. They're using, it's not exactly Wisconsin brick cheese and cheddar that you find on Detroit style. It's kind of a fusion between Brooklyn traditional Sicilian and Detroit with that frico crust. The sauce jumps out at you more on the Sicilian. I'm getting that sauce with the Sicilian, you know? Parmigiano, baby. Give you a nice sharp kick in the ass. Look at that. It appears that there's sauce under the cheese as well. Under the cheese, and it's ladled on top. What do you say we go explore it before we score it? Let's move on into the lab, folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what do you say we move on in to the lab, where we get a closer look at this beautiful pizza here before us, guys. When you see a crust like this, you gotta go right to the crust and talk about the crust first, because let's face it, folks, the foundation of every pizza is its foundation. Look at that beautiful leoparding there, guys. Look at that. Look at that leoparding. Look at that. Nice color. Still crackling. Pizza cooled down. Look at that. You hear it? Oh, baby. Look at that aeration. Significant aeration on this pizza. Look at the texture of that crust. Look at those bubbles. Look at those little micro pockets of aeration. It's just such a light pizza. Very light. And I was looking at the sauce levels. You can see the sauce under the cheese. It's not just a big blanket of low moisture mozzarella. By the way, speaking of the low moisture mozzarella, guys, that's grande mozzarella. The dry mozzarella used on this pizza is grande. So only the best. On the Sicilian, they put the basil after. The basil here is cooked. It's put on pre-bake, and that kind of perfumes the pizza. I love that. I like it on, I like the raw basil. I also like when it's cooked into the pizza. It perfumes it. Look at that stuff, guys. Now, the cheese to sauce ratio favors the cheese, like most New York pizza. Nothing new here, folks. I was going to get the margarita. I didn't see the basil on it, and so I decided to get their standard. I didn't know they put the basil on afterward, or I would have gotten the margarita, because let's face it, I want more sauce on a pizza. There's nothing wrong here. I think the cheese to sauce ratio is very good for this style, the New York style. Well, this is actually more of a neo-New York style, guys. Way more artisanal. Like I said, I know exactly what they're using based on their Instagram page. They're using a 00 flour mixed with a semolina flour. So this is a little more artisanal. It's not that typical New York style, but it's definitely in the spirit of the New York style, obviously. The herbs and the low moisture cheese. So for this style, the cheese to sauce ratio is not too bad. I'm assuming they're using the same Alta Cucina Stanislaus tomatoes, which is one of the top California tomatoes in the game. Alta Cucina. So get the margarita. I probably would have rated the margarita higher, but it's a very thin pizza. And so the cheese to sauce to crust thickness ratio is pretty damn good, in my opinion, because you're going to get an even bite throughout. Sauce, cheese, crust. Fantastic. Now, guys, for the star of the show, the Siciliano. Oh, Siciliano. Amore. Let's talk about it. Guys, again, that grated cheese, that is real Reggiano. That's Parmigiano Reggiano. According to their Instagram page, that's Parmigiano Reggiano, and I knew right away it was Parmigiano Reggiano. A lot of times, pizzerias, they dust the stuff on there. They put a little finishing cheese on there. They put the hard cheese on there, but it's not Reggiano. It's Grana Padano and stuff like that. That's some sharp reg right there, and you really taste it. And the basil, not too many sprigs on it, but look at the color of it, nice and bright, and it was absolutely very pungent. Guys, look at the cheese, grande mozzarella. We're not going to talk about it again. I've said enough. Grande, baby. And I think I can't tell, because there's so much sauce ladled on. There's so much sauce ladled on this pizza, I can't tell if they're using a fresh mozz. But according to the pictures on Instagram, I think this is a 3 cheese. So you're getting the low moisture, and you're getting Fiore di Latte fresh mozz, and you're getting the grated Parmesan. So you want that crispy bottom. You want a soft, pillowy center and a crispy bottom. Look at those air pockets, guys. Look at that. Beautiful in there, by the way, guys. Slice counters. Look at those rustic slice counters. All right, guys, it's about that time. The pizza gets cold. We give it another fold and find out if it stays crunchy long after cooling down. You heard it before. Still got some snap, guys. Holding its shape. Guys, if this was a little juicier, I would have went higher. I'm going 8.6. Solid monster score, well deserved. 8.6. 8.6 for the San Giuseppe over at Brooklyn DOP. Needed to be a little juicier, a little more sauce. I think this crust could have handled a little more weight. You know what I mean? Solid crust though. Sicilian, slightly higher, 8.7, guys. That crispy bottom, It was soft enough, it was tender enough, but for this to be in the 9s, it's got those 3 cheeses, all right? It's got that crispy bottom, but it had a little bit of a chew to it. This was a little more delicate because it was thinner, and it kind of melted in the mouth a little more. So even though this didn't have the same amount of sauce that the Sicilian had on it, I think it was a much more even experience, and so pretty much the same scores for both types of pizza. Well, folks, that about wraps it up for me, man. It's been 3 weeks since I had pizza, almost a month, and I've been staring at pictures of this place. I can't tell you for how long. I've been staring at pictures of this pizzeria, of this pizza on Yelp and Google for freaking months. And so when you come here, it's like Christmas morning, and you open that box, you know, that same feeling. Before I go, please do hit the like. Remember to smash the like, hit the sub button. A little reminder, remember to keep those bellies full. And until next time, this is Antonio, signing off.